What's up, Dreamer Tribe? What's up, world? I am Bianca, and welcome to a new 5 Things Friday video. So we all know how big this year is going to be to the movie industry, especially with Disney's incredible lineup of movies, and how I'm pretty confident that they're going to go make billions upon billions of dollars with all the movies that they have slated to come out this year. So much so that they could potentially feed everyone on the planet and still have a lot of money left from all of those movies. It's with this mindset and with the amount of movies coming out this year that I decided to make a list of the 5 movies I am so excited for, highly anticipating for the first half of 2019. Now, just a little bit of disclaimer, this list is a personal opinion. It is made up of the movies that I am looking forward to, so I don't think that there is anything wrong with that, or that there is any correct top 5 of most anticipated films for the first half of 2019. So I'm just laying it out there just in case somebody decides to correct me on the right top 5 for the upcoming movies, and how we should feel about that, because to each their own, you know. And also, I chose to just, select the movies that I'm really looking forward to based on the first half of the year, because again, there are so many incredible movies coming out that I just had to pick the top 5 of the first half that I'm certain I will be watching at the cinemas. You know, for those of you who don't know, I rarely go to the movies. Like, even though there is a movie that I want to watch, chances are I'm just gonna go wait for a Blu-ray version of it to come out and get that version instead of going to the local cinema in order to watch that movie. And the reason for that is not really about lack of time or lack of funds or anything like that, but because of how sucky our cinemas here are. I hate going to the cinemas, especially because they tend to not show trailers at the local cinema that we have here in my city, and I feel like they're taking away a part of the movie-going experience, because the trailers are one of the things that make going to the cinema really fun, because you get to see, whatever favorite movie you're waiting for its trailer to appear, or you get to see movies you don't think you would watch, or that you don't know that there are movies of, and you get to you are introduced to them. And in our local cinema, funnily enough, what they do have are like PSAs, musical PSAs, like how to properly ride the escalator, cleaning up as you go, not leaving any trash, about proper parking etiquettes and stuff like that. Stuff that should be common sense to people. It's quite laughable, and it doesn't matter if it's the first full show or the last one. That's all they show, and sometimes they would squeeze in one trailer and then add the plethora of advertisements, and I'm not kidding, they're actually commercials for products right before the movie starts. And sometimes you don't even know that the movie is about to start with how they pace those pre-movie things. And really, it has made me decide that going to a cinema in another city is much more bearable than watching it from the cinema in our city. But anyway, enough of that introduction. So let's get right into the list with my top 5, or the 5th in the list of my top 5 most anticipated films or movies for the first half of 2019.
Welcome to Rhyme City, a celebration of the harmony between humans and Pokemon.
So the fifth on my top 5 list is something that I didn't really think was an actual movie. I thought it was sort of a joke, or a fan-made film, or someone was trolling the internet that it was such a thing way back when noise about this film started up. And I know that a lot of people are not really too keen about this movie, especially since they have this stupid really stupid complaint about how Pokemon is supposed to look. But yeah, Pokemon Detective Pikachu is one of my highly anticipated films. Even more so now that it has been revealed that Ryan Reynolds is going to be voicing Pikachu. And also, with the first trailer alone, it really piqued my interest. Now, for those who do not know, this is actually not the first time that Detective Pikachu appeared. There is a video game for it, a Nintendo 3DS video game of the same title, featuring also a Pikachu that is a detective, as its title states. And like the game, it also has a human person tagging along with Pikachu as he tries to solve whatever mystery is available or made available to him, or whatever is requested of him. The first reason prior to me realizing that it was Ryan Reynolds that was speaking is because of how cute Pikachu looked. Now, that was the first reason that came into mind when my brain finally said, alright, you're gonna watch that at the cinema when it comes out. And also, as strange as it may sound, since those who know me also knew that I liked Pokemon. I like the video games of Pokemon, the anime not so much, especially the stories revolving Ash Ketchum. I consider him one of the most terrible trainers in the known universe. That's how bad he is. But if you're talking about Red and the other trainers, then I'm on board with their adventures, not so much with Ash Ketchum. And that is the reason why the final movie, Pokemon movie I have actually watched, is Pokemon Heroes, I think, and not counting Pokemon Origins, since that is more like a web series, or OVAs rather than actual movies themselves. So yeah, Pokemon Heroes is the final Pokemon movie I watched, and after that I stopped watching because I noticed Ash hasn't really grown much since his adventure began, and it was just so boring. So seeing a Pokemon movie that is not focused on Ash Ketchum and his journey to become the Pokemon Master, and something that is more original to the other Pokemon movies, it's something that I'm really looking forward to. And I'm quite positive though that this isn't gonna be one of those intellectual films, or that the story will be aimed at children more than adults, and maybe possibly fans of the series, and not so much as to allow moviegoers after watching the movie to contemplate on stuff. I actually think, and I'm confident, I believe that this is going to be one of those family movies that lets you leave the theaters feeling happy about and entertained by the movie. So yeah, Pokemon Detective Pikachu, which will be coming out, I believe, May 10, is among the list of movies that I am excited to watch at the cinemas.
Always remember, The universe has a way of leading you to where you're supposed to be at the moment you're supposed to be there.
Let's do this.
Okay, so let's be serious. I'm not really a fan of Men in Black. I've watched all the movies, but the first one would have to be my favorite even after all of these years. And when I heard that there's going to be another Men in Black film, I was so dismissive of it, also because I thought that Will Smith was going to be on that movie. And this may be an unpopular opinion, but I'm not really a fan of Will Smith. So again, I was pretty dismissive of the whole Men in Black doing a reboot of the franchise and stuff like that. It didn't help when earlier reports stated that Will Smith didn't want to go ahead with Men in Black 4 because he didn't like the script or something like that. But yeah, I wasn't too keen about this movie. I was thinking of allowing this to fly under my radar. I wasn't even paying attention when they announced the trailer was going to come out. So when the trailer did come out, when this trailer I'm sharing in this channel did come out, and I ended up watching it on Twitter because one of the people I follow shared it, I was surprised by what I saw, and I actually liked what I saw. It reinvigorated my interest in Men in Black. It doesn't hurt that we have Chris Hemsworth leading this movie, and also Liam Neeson, so there's that. And also, how they paced the trailer, it really made it seem that this movie is going to be fun. So this movie also has Tessa Thompson reuniting with Chris Hemsworth, and since I love their chemistry in Thor Ragnarok, I'm looking forward to how they interact here in this movie. And if this trailer is anything to go by, then this really will be another fun family movie that is action-packed. Men in Black International will be released on 14th of June this year. So again, if you want to watch something that is for your family, I believe this movie is it. So yeah, that's my top 4 highly anticipated movie of the first half of 2019.
This is Berk, son. It was the home of your grandparents and their grandparents before them. But out there, beyond the edge of the world, lies the home of the dragons.
So now we are at the halfway point of our top 5 list, and for my top 3 most anticipated film or movie in the first half of 2019 is of course one of my most beloved animated film of all time, or part of the series that it belongs to. It is the final movie for How to Train Your Dragon. It's How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. Now, as far as this list goes, I actually believe that this is going to be the most heartbreaking film that I will be watching, that is among this list, and it tops the top 2 sorely because I actually love How to Train Your Dragon. I love the series, I love the movies, I even love the books. I have read the books after watching the first movie, and I love it. And though I knew that this would, that the time would come when we will be treated to the final movie, and that it would be a bittersweet moment. Now, I've heard that this movie is a sad movie, but it ends on a happy note. It's sort of a closure to the entire series. Regardless of that, and please, if you have already watched it, don't spoil it, because among this top 5 list, among these 5 movies, this is the movie that will be premiering soon. Is that it will be released in February, so it's pretty close. And there are people who have already watched it, and I would not like to have it spoil on me in the comment section below, so please don't do that. But yeah, this movie, I didn't actually believe that there is going to be a third movie. I'm actually pretty happy with just the series we have for now, which is Race to the Edge. It bridged the gap between the first movie and the second movie, and I think there will be another season of that. I'm not sure, because the local Netflix, or Netflix Philippines, it only has up until I think season 4, and I think the US have 6 seasons of this. I need to check on that later. But yeah, this isn't really something I expected, this movie. So when they released the trailer, I feel like it was released out of the blue. I saw it first on Facebook, because I am following the How to Train Your Dragon page, because I'm a fan. And so seeing the first trailer, I'm actually playing the second trailer here. So seeing the first trailer, I kind of got the sense of what to expect in this movie, but I don't think I am mentally and emotionally prepared yet to say goodbye to this series, because as you guys know, I just love dragons. I'm fascinated by them. And Toothless is perhaps my most favorite dragon of all, the dragons we have in literature and in movie and TV series, even video games. And next to that is Stormfly, Astrid's dragon, just because of how edgy she looks. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I will be packing tissues with me when I watch this in the cinemas come February. So yeah, top 2 Avengers Endgame. Now, I find that whenever I say that this is my top 2 most anticipated film, that I get, not so good reactions from random strangers. For some apparent reason, they couldn't fathom that this movie is just the second in my list of movies that I am looking forward to watch, and for some reason they couldn't accept that. I'm actually glad that when I answered the poll, and I answered it honestly, that this is just the top 2 or the second in my list, that there was someone who defended my choice and pointed out that this is my personal preference. And just because I'm someone who loves Marvel instead of DC, it doesn't immediately mean that Avengers will always be my number 1 film. There is another, although I have a feeling you guys already know what my top 1 is, but yeah, this Endgame is just my top 2, and I'm looking forward to it because this is the final movie where all 6 original Avengers are together and are Avengers. What Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to do in this movie is anyone's guess, but I have an idea of what happens in the whole Infinity War saga, because I've read the comics, so I have a vague idea as well on where Marvel might be going with this. Also because there are already talks going around about the Secret Wars being turned into a movie as well, or it is what the next phase is going to be like a Marvel Cinematic Universe phase, so that's something to look forward to. So yeah, the journey ends for some of our heroes on April 26th or 24, I believe. April 24 is going to be the release date for Avengers Endgame. So if you're a fan of superheroes, if you watched Infinity War, and I think everybody has, then you would need to watch this movie. There's no way anyone would pass up on this movie. This is going to be another one of Marvel's epic movie experiences, or one of the most epic experiences we're going to have this year when it comes to movies.
Grunge is a good look for you.
Did you have a rough day, Agent Fury?
And so we come to the top one of my top 5 most anticipated films or movies for the first half of 2019, and I don't think it should come as any surprise to anyone who has been following me on Twitter, who is a subscriber in my channel, who follows me in all my social media platforms, and who knows me, that the first on my list, or the first in my list, is of course Captain Marvel. Now, I have repeatedly told everyone that I have been waiting for this movie for as long as I can remember, which is actually for as long as it has been announced that there were plans to make a Captain Marvel movie. I've waited so long for this to actually happen that every single news bit that they release about it since then, I've been, digesting. I love Captain Marvel so much that, surprise, surprise, it outweighs my anticipation for Avengers Endgame. I was actually pretty disappointed when Captain Marvel wasn't in Infinity War, where we didn't get to see anything about her except for the pager Nick Fury uses at the end of that after credits scene for that movie. So seeing the amount of love that Captain Marvel is getting right now, all the merchandise, all the promotional art, promotional poster, promotional stuff that Marvel Studios is dishing out, it gives my heart so much joy seeing them, even though at the moment I have yet to actually see them in person. Not even the posters, not even the other merchandise that I'm starting to wonder if those are only made available to the US, which would totally suck. Basically, this is a retelling of Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. It's a different kind of origin story, or so we've been told, so I'm really looking forward to how they're going to spin that, how this will be different from all the other origin stories we have when it comes to superheroes. And I know that this is going to be interesting because Carol Danvers, or Captain Marvel, is a very interesting superhero. I mean, come on. It has been revealed that she is the strongest Marvel Cinematic Universe that we have. And that's so much fun. She's so much fun to read about in comics. And not only fun, but her insights are interesting, and how she views being a superhero, it's so empowering and so positive that I know this movie is going to be carrying that out, especially to little girls everywhere. So yeah, Captain Marvel, the strongest MCU character to date and Earth's mightiest superhero, is going to make her debut on March 8th this year, so it's pretty close. I'm actually following a countdown that tells just how many days left we have before the movie premieres, and that just shows how much I'm really looking forward to the Captain Marvel movie. It's not just my most anticipated film for the first half of 2019, but it's the most or my most anticipated film of the year. So there's that. And there you guys have it, my 5 things Friday topic of this week. My top 5 most anticipated films or movies for the first half of 2019. And I'm really looking forward to all of these movies. I may need to travel to another city just to watch them in the cinema, because again, our cinema here in the city, it just sucks. So I believe I've talked enough about about these movies, this list for this week. I think we're clocking around 20 minutes now, which is pretty long for a 5 things Friday video. So this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and if you guys like this content, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and let me know. Also, let me know in the comment section, what are your top 5 movies, upcoming movies? What movies are you looking forward to that is in the first half of the year's lineup? I'm curious to know if we have the same top 5 lists, or which one is your top 1. And also, I would like to say thank you, a very hearty thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. So I really appreciate it. Again, I'm working towards 750 before the first quarter of the year ends, and we're at 520 right now, I think. So we still got a long way to go before we reach that goal. So if you haven't subscribed already, and you enjoy this content and every other content I have in my channel, and if you find this channel interesting, then I would be really appreciative if you would hit that subscribe button and become a part of our Dreamer Tribe. Also, if you would like to get notified whenever new videos come out, then hit the bell icon right next to it to be a part of our notification squad. So again, thank you all for watching, and you guys know the drill. Until the next video, dream on, fly on. Bye bye.